Talk about is R. Kelly is back in the news today. When I first saw his name trending this morning, I was like, okay, he's either being accused of having sex and peeing on underage girls again, or we're getting new chapters of Trapped in the Closet. Turned out, nope. Instead, he's being accused of running a sex cult by several people and families. There's this big report this morning, a lot of people speaking out, but the main story involved this unnamed 19-year-old girl. The mother of the girl describes the first time she had her daughter meet with R. Kelly. She seems like a stage mom. She was trying to help her daughter out with her career. And to the question of why would this mother introduce her daughter to R. Kelly, who of course has been accused of some less than savory thing, she said, in the back of our minds, we were thinking my daughter could be around him if I was with her. It didn't really hit home. Even with the Aaliyah situation, now that I think about it, age ain't nothing but a number. You don't think about that. You grew up with that song and you like the song. And for those that don't know, when she's referencing the Aaliyah situation, she's talking about back in 1994, R. Kelly secretly married Aaliyah when she was 15. Then back to the story, the daughter allegedly meets up with R. Kelly without her parents several times. It turns sexual. She at one point feels like he is ignoring her music. Maybe it's all about the sex, so she starts recording him. The recordings include things like Kelly saying, "I want you to get in the habit of telling me what color panties you got on every day." And regarding her making songs, he says this:
"I'm being more interested in developing you. Songs are not an issue. You can always do a hit song. You can always do a great song. That's good."
This girl then enrolls in college. Her roommate says that she still has a relationship with R. Kelly, and then it escalates. Reportedly, she began losing weight. She cropped her long hair short, permed what was left, and dyed it blonde. And allegedly, she did this because that's how Kelly liked her hair to look. She eventually then stopped showing up to classes. She left mid-semester. When she dropped out, she was 21. There have been multiple wellness checks to see if she's okay. Reportedly, she told officers she was fine and did not want to be bothered with her parents because her father was threatening people. And ultimately, the authorities told the parents that there wasn't evidence that she was being held against her will. And in the eyes of the law, she's an adult, saying there's nothing they can do. But many point to this not being an isolated story. According to Kelly's former assistant, Shelly Mack, and two women who had previously had relationships with Kelly, Kitty Jones and Asante McGee, R. Kelly controlled multiple women that were living with him. All of them allege that there were 5 women staying with him. A 31-year-old den mother who trained newcomers on how Kelly likes to be pleasured sexually. They say she's been best friends since high school with the girl in the videotape for which Kelly was tried in 2008. The sources say she recently parted ways with Kelly. A 25-year-old woman who has been part of Kelly's scene for 7 years. A recent arrival, a 19-year-old model, has been photographed in public with Kelly and named on music gossip websites. The Atlanta songwriter we've been talking about, she's now 26. And an 18-year-old singer from Polk County, Florida. Max saying the Florida singer is Kelly's favorite, his #1 girl. They say he makes them call him daddy and he calls them babies. Max said the women in Kelly's entourage initially think this is R. Kelly. I'm going to live a lavish lifestyle. But it's not that way, saying no, you have to ask for food. You have to ask to use the bathroom. R. Kelly is a master at mind control. He is a puppet master. They said Kelly confiscates these girls' phones, then gives them a new one, only giving them permission to call him or someone he has approved. There are even allegations that he punishes women if they do things like interact with a man he doesn't like. Mack and Jones saying he punishes them physically and verbally. Jones claiming that R. Kelly held her against a tree and slapped her outside of a Subway sandwich shop in 2013. This because she had been too friendly with the male cashier there. On the other side, McGee said she never saw Kelly hit anybody, but also said he was running a cult and manipulated her emotionally and sexually. They alleged that to punish one of the girls, he would not let one of them leave the tour bus for 3 days. And to all of this, R. Kelly's lawyer responded, saying we can only wonder why folks would persist in defaming a great artist who loves his fans, works 24/7, and takes care of all the people in his life. He works hard to become the best person and artist he can be. It is interesting that stories and tales debunked many years ago turn up when his goal is to stop the violence, put down the guns, and embrace peace and love. I suppose that is the price of fame. Like all of us, Mr. Kelly deserves a personal life. Please respect that. But also the argument against Kelly's lawyer is it's not just the acquittal we're talking about here. That trial, like R. Kelly's lawyer, excluded the claims of many underage girls that said that R. Kelly abused his position and had sex with them. Reportedly, there were over a dozen civil lawsuits against R. Kelly that he settled out of court for a cash payment. Also, I'll never really be able to understand how he was found not guilty. Guy on a sex tape looks like him. The woman he's having sex with and urinating on looks like his goddaughter. The room they're having sex in appears to look exactly like one of R. Kelly's rooms. Tons of people testify that is the goddaughter. I'm talking 14 witnesses identified her. Carrie Kelly, R. Kelly's brother, even said that Kelly offered him $50,000 to say it wasn't him on the tape. This is a settled case, and this is now the only thing that ties this together. Reportedly on those tapes, whoever was on it, definitely not R. Kelly, orders the girl in that tape to call him daddy. But that's also a different situation. What we're talking about here are grown women. If you have evidence of things like the false imprisonment on that bus, if you have evidence of the assault, a woman getting hit, you have something, but without that, you just have allegations and a story that makes someone sound very manipulative. Someone who, no matter how much my daughter wanted to be famous, famous I would not introduce to. I'm a big believer in if there is smoke, there is fire, and it looks like there's a fire. My goal here isn't to full out bash the parents or the mom for arranging this. In their defense, R. Kelly's still having a career, being acquitted in that case, that to you that may make seem like everything's on the up and up. I mean, Lady Gaga, of all people, recorded a duet with him in 2013. He was on Jimmy Fallon last December. But with all of that said, I do want to pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts from this whole situation? Do you think these accusations are true, yes or no? What's your full takeaway here? I'd love to know in those comments down below. But